Lisa Left Eye Lopez, who added the hip-hop element to TLC, known for her energetic, conscious, yet playful lyrical content and delivery, a firecracker on and off the stage. Razonda Chilli Thomas, although not a founding member of the group, was a much-needed spice. She added a sultry and sensual flavor that provided the R&B element to the group. T-Boz Watkins' unique vocal tone, laid-back, smooth tomboy persona brought the funk, the element that really helped set TLC apart from the other girl groups of that era. The title Crazy Sexy Cool itself perfectly encapsulates the multifaceted nature of TLC. Each word represented a member of the group.
I was sitting down and I was like, oh, we're going to name ourselves. What could the name of the second album be? And I thought about Ooh on the TLC tip, which was the name of the first album, and I said, what does that really mean? It needs to be on our own tips. And I was like, well, damn, if I could just come up with one word for that, what would that be? And then I said, people look at me like, I'm crazy, chilly, sexy, and Tiana. Cool, what can the word be? And I still didn't know what the word was going to be, but it was sitting like right in front of my face. And I said, well, dog, Chilli, even though people look at her like she's sexy, she's silly. She be acting stupid.
Yeah, dog, break it down.
They say she's cool, but you know, I see Tiana sometimes trying to get a little bit sexy, trying to put some girl clothes sometimes and stuff. And me, you know, they say I'm crazy, but I'm cool as hell. So I was like, we all crazy, sexy.
I mean, so
cool.
you get the coolest head.
See, I didn't know if it's all crazy, sexy, or crazy,
just
cool.
trying to throw on some
so I
clothes.
just played with it and came up with crazy, sexy, cool, and that's how it came to be. And then I said, ooh, y'all like that? And they was like, yeah. We said it's gonna be the name of the second album.
This concept, combined with the album's smooth production and relatable lyrics, resonated with audiences worldwide. I'm Anita, and welcome to R&B Centric, where everything is centered around R&B. On this channel, I create content that'll give you that nostalgic feeling many of us crave, whether it's from your childhood or even before your time. I do retrospective music reviews, 2015 and prior, commentary, reaction videos regarding popular topics and artist performances. In this video, we're reviewing an album that not only defined an era, but also reshaped the landscape of R&B music. So if you have any requests, drop it in the comment section below. And if you like what you see in this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more. Now let's get into the video. Released on November 15, 1994, Crazy Sexy Cool wasn't just a collection of songs, it was a cultural phenomenon. This album saw T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chilli embrace a more mature sound and image, solidifying their place as icons. Crazy Sexy Cool went on to achieve massive commercial success, selling over 15 million copies worldwide to date. Its impact was undeniable, earning TLC a diamond certification from the RIAA, making them the first girl group in history to reach that milestone. The album also racked up numerous accolades, including multiple Grammy Awards, cementing its place in musical history. Behind this masterpiece was an incredible team of producers, songwriters, legends like Dallas Austin, who played a crucial role in shaping the album's overall sound, Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, who brought that signature smooth R&B vibe, and Jermaine Dupri, who added his distinctive hip-hop flavor. The contributions of Organized Noize were also pivotal, bringing in that southern flavor. While Crazy Sexy Cool propelled TLC to unprecedented heights, the group was also navigating a turbulent period marked by personal struggles and industry challenges. T-Boz had been dealing with sickle cell anemia, Left Eye's personal life was in turmoil, her relationship with football player Andre Rison was plagued with volatility. This led to legal trouble, which impacted her involvement in the making of Crazy Sexy Cool recording process. Adding to these personal challenges, TLC faced significant setbacks. Despite their massive success with their debut album, Ooh on a TLC tip, the group had signed what they felt was an unfavorable contract with their former manager, Pebbles. They ended up filing for bankruptcy, even as Crazy Sexy Cool was achieving multi-platinum success. These simultaneous struggles created a complex and often difficult backdrop for the creation and the release of Crazy Sexy Cool. It's a testament to their talent and resilience that they were able to produce such a groundbreaking album amidst, personal and professional adversity. This album features 16 tracks, 5 of which are interludes. Let's run through the names of the tracks and the featured artists. Interlude featuring Phife Dawg. 2, Creep. Track 3, Kick Your Game. 4, Diggin On You. 5, Case of the Fake People. Track 6, Crazy Sexy Cool interlude. 7, Red Light Special. Track 8, Waterfalls. 9, Intermission-lude. 10, Let's Do It Again. Track 11, If I Was Your Girlfriend. 12, Sexy interlude featuring Diddy. 13, Take Our Time. Track 14, Can I Get a Witness interlude featuring Busta Rhymes. 15, Switch. 16, Something Wicked This Way Comes featuring Andre 3000. The singles from this album include, and in the order of release, Creep, Red Light Special, Waterfalls, and Diggin On You. Creep, released October 31st, 1994, written and produced by Dallas Austin, is a song that almost didn't see the light of day. Dallas has revealed L.A. Reid did not want to release Creep even after filming 3 videos. That's including the one we all know, the iconic vibrant version with the pajamas directed by Matthew Ralston. I was able to find one of the unreleased versions here on YouTube. I will leave the link to that video in the description. One day, Clive Davis gave Dallas a call and basically told him, forget what LA talking about, this song will be released. Clive felt the horn sound in the song was distinctive and special, comparing it to a Miles Davis horn. He was sure the song would earn a Grammy, and it did. At the 38th Grammy Awards, winning Best R&B Performance by a Duo or a Group with Vocals. Creep is based on a woman knowing her man is cheating on her, but instead of leaving him, she lets him cheat in peace and decides to creep. As y'all may know, this is why Left Eye had a problem with the song and refused to lip sync the song during any of their performances and videos that were shot. Now, believe it or not, Left Eye did originally contribute to the song with a verse, but Dallas was like, nah, and scrapped it. Mainly because her lyrics were given PSA. And while a good message of warning women that get pregnant, put themselves at a greater risk of not knowing who the daddy is, if they're creeping. Creeping is a passionate crime and morally wrong. 2 wrongs don't make a right, yada, yada, yada. It's all fine and dandy, but save that for a different song. Love Left Eye, but that wasn't it. I will leave the link to that version in the description as well. T-Boz leads Creep as she does most of this album. She has stated that the song was about her situation at the time and was supposed to be her first solo single. She told Billboard magazine that her boyfriend at the time was not giving her attention, but his friend was. Not Tion, not the homie Tion, not the homie. That's crossing the line. One thing I wanted to highlight is the background vocals, which were mostly done by Deborah Killens. Many people have deemed her as the 4th voice of TLC, as her voice perfectly blends in the middle of T-Boz and Chilli. While Chilli has a nice voice, it at times lacks strength and depth, which doesn't make her a bad singer, just not the strongest. Her voice is perfect for popular music and TLC. I think her lack of runs, riffs, and over-singing is actually what helped them become palatable to the masses. Think about it. No scrubs. She sounds great, but it's simple. The ad-libs were perfectly placed for what the song is, and an easy song to sing along to. let's put it into perspective. Like, Keke Wyatt is arguably one of the best vocalists out there, but could you imagine someone with her type of vocals singing No Scrubs? You know, I can hear her singing it because she can sing, you know, but would it have become No Scrubs, the hit we know? No. And that's fine, because everything isn't for everyone. As singers, we must know, you know, you must know your place. And Chilli has done a good job staying in her lane. T-Boz sounds like no one but herself, and her voice sits on the bottom in the harmonies. So she and Chilli's voices contrast each other so much that they needed that middle to blend them out, and that's where Deborah comes in. Creep sampled Slick Rick's Hey Young World, containing multiple elements. Creep reached #1 on the Billboard US Hot 100, staying there for 4 weeks. It also topped the Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart. It performed well internationally, reaching top 10 positions in countries like the United Kingdom and New Zealand. The single was certified platinum. Creep was one of the most successful singles of 1995. Thank goodness Lisa lost that battle, because Creep was a major part of the Crazy Sexy Cool album's overall success. Red Light Special is the second single from the album, released February 17th, 1995, written and produced by Babyface. This song and its accompanying music video, once again directed by Matthew Ralston and Billy Woodruff, stamped the ladies as sex symbols. The grown-up and mature image they wanted to portray exudes in this song and music video. Take a good look at it. Hey, look at it now. Might be the last time you ever go round. I'll let you touch it if you like to go down. I'll let you go further if you take the southern route. The guitar and T-Boz's sultry, raspy voice are really the standouts of this song. Although the lyrics are very sexy, I feel this production and T-Boz's vocals, you know, they could have been saying and talking about anything and it would have been hot, you know. But we're not going to sleep on Chilli. She gave a chilling performance on the bridge with T-Boz backing her up, echoing each last phrase. If you want me, let me know it. I made time, but you got to show it. You know, I had no business singing this song back in the day. Now, apparently Babyface wrote this song for himself, but decided to give it to the ladies. One of the best decisions he's made. I love Babyface, and I'm pretty sure he would have, you know, I would have liked this. Yeah, I would have liked his version, but it would not have hit the same. It's something about Tion's voice. You know, also I read that there are 3 versions for the video labeled Sexy, Sexier, and Sexiest. I'm going to assume the sexy version was what we saw on TV, because the sexier version is the one we see on the internet now. But I had no luck finding the sexiest version. If you have the link, you know, drop it in the comments, because I want to see. Red Light Special peaked at #2 on the US Billboard Hot 100. It reached #3 on the Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart. The single was certified gold by the RIAA. The song reinforced TLC's versatility and appeal, showcasing a more mature and seductive side of the group. Waterfalls, the third single, released May 22nd, 1995, and arguably, along with No Scrubs, is their signature song. Waterfalls is a better song in my opinion, though. You know, this song was written and produced by the super talented Atlanta-based production group Organized Noize, including members Ray Murray, Rika Wade, you know, rest in peace, he passed away about a year or so ago, and Sleepy Brown. Y'all know Sleepy Brown. I can't wait, I can't wait, no, I can't wait. Anyway, Organized Noize are part of the Dungeon family, which included Goody Mob and Outkast. Organized Noize produced for artists in the Dungeon family and other artists like In Vogue. They produced one of, if not their biggest hit of their career, Don't Let Go Love. Marquez, Etheridge, Brandon Bennett, and Left Eye also contributed to the writing of Waterfalls. Now, remember when I told y'all Clive, for the most part, always knows a hit when he hears one? Well, he didn't hear it in this song. He initially hated the concept. Nonetheless, the song is a PSA message and a cautionary tale that I never get tired of hearing. Left Eye's conscious lyrical rap made much more sense for this record than it did for Creep. And I don't know if y'all remember, but back then, and sometimes they do it today, certain radio stations would not play her rap, and it would upset me so bad, because why would y'all do that? I know y'all received the updated version because they had a whole video for it. Also, I remember there were times that if a video show was cut for time, they would play the video version without her rap. And I feel the same when they do it to Donnell Jones, You Know What's Up. Pisses me off every time. Now, don't get me wrong. The songs are still great without Lisa's rap, but Lisa snapped on her verses on those songs, and it added such a significant element to the songs.
I got to the studio and they played me the song. I instantly liked it. I instantly thought it was a hit. I loved it. So I took it back with me to the try to picture it, staying there. And I began to write my rap. And the next day I had one more 6-hour pass to where I could go to the studio and lay the rap down. But when I was writing it, the first thing I said was, I seen a rainbow yesterday. And I just started reflecting on my life as if it was a storm. And how too many storms have come and gone. And they don't even leave a trace of sunlight, God's given rays. It's just like when it rains and pours, everything's bad. So, hey, I wrote that song from my heart. I don't know what inspired Marquez to write the song, but hey, turned out to be our biggest hit, and it was my favorite song for more reasons than one.
The music video was directed by F. Gary Gray, and I must say remains visually stunning. It has a futuristic aesthetic that managed to avoid the cliche and cheesiness of many videos of that time. They also captured the essence of the lyrics visually by depicting the lyrics of each verse through the actors' performances. So you're not just listening to the song, you're seeing it, and it hits a little harder that way. Waterfalls touches on some of the issues that plagued our society during the 90s, such as selling drugs, gang banging, promiscuity, and HIV/AIDS. According to the CDC in the US, by October 1995, 501,310 cases of AIDS had been reported, along with 311,381 reported deaths. In 1995, globally, an estimated 939,400 people died from HIV/AIDS. In addition, the FBI reports that in 1995, the U.S. recorded its highest drug arrest total, with an estimate of 1.5 million people arrested for either the sale and or manufacture of or possession of illegal narcotics. The controversial Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994, also known as the Three Strikes You're Out provision, implemented to help deal with violent repeat offenders, probably played a huge role in those numbers. So as you can see, this song was not only sonically appealing, it was relevant to the times and relatable to many people. T-Boz leads this song as Chilli ad-libs through most of the song. Once again, Deborah Killens offers her background vocals along with CeeLo Green of Goody Mob.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I
know, I can honestly hear this as a song for CeeLo Green. Now, as far as I know, it wasn't for him and was always supposed to be TLC's song, but his voice goes so well for this song. I can definitely, hear him putting, his little soulful spin on it. Waterfalls spent 7 weeks at number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100, ending the Billboard 1995 year-end chart at number 2. Coolio featuring LV, Gangsta's Paradise, was number 1. And if I haven't stated it already, Creep was number 3. Creep was number 3. Waterfalls reached top 10 positions in numerous other countries, including Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom. It earned 2 Grammy nominations in 1996, Record of the Year, and Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals, but lost against Change the World by Eric Clapton and Free as a Bird by the Beatles. I didn't even know they were still making music then. But speaking of the Beatles, Waterfalls samples Paul McCartney's 1980 single named Waterfalls. Nonetheless, TLC's Waterfalls won 4 MTV Video Music Awards in 1995, including Video of the Year, Best Group Video, Best R&B Video, and the Viewer's Choice Award. It also won multiple Soul Train Music Awards and an NAACP Image Award in 1996. In addition, the song has been featured on many best of lists from many publications. Diggin On You, the final single from the album, released October 10th, 1995, written and produced by Babyface. This has to be one of the smoothest songs, and it exemplifies the cool in Crazy Sexy Cool. If I had to describe all the singles, solely off of the song and not the associated member, I would say Creep is crazy, Red Light Special is definitely sexy, and Diggin On You is cool. Waterfalls is in a league of its own. Musically, the production of the guitar, the synthesizers, and drum machine are prominent and is what gives the song its soulful groove. This is one of my favorite TLC songs. Top 5, maybe top 3, depending on the day. Once again, T-Boz takes the lead with Chilli on the bridge, Deborah and Babyface on the background vocals. This song describes a scene of the ladies at a cookout on the 4th of July. T-Boz was sitting around quenching her thirst. All the while, this dude was thirsty for her. Chilli comes over there giggling and probably being petty, letting T-Boz know old boy wants to holler at her. He came over, he spit a few corny lines, and although she's heard it all before, she's like, F it. Why not? Then trying to figure out, why she's feeling him so much. Was his corniness cute? Was it the summertime vibe? Could she be in love or something like that? The accompanying music video was directed by F. Gary Gray. It was filmed at MGM Grand Las Vegas and Madison Square Garden during TLC's tour. Gray has said that the venue restrictions impacted his creativity, therefore the video is not totally what he envisioned. In my opinion, it was perfect. The ladies looked absolutely beautiful. It gave a mini backstage pass for the fans. It really encapsulated their success during that time. Looking at that video, you could really see the impact of their success. As new generations come along, musical artists are often forgotten, or the magnitude of their success isn't fully understood or appreciated due to their lack of so-called relevancy in the current era. I think TLC relates more to the latter. I don't always feel they get the appreciation they deserve. I think it's past due for them to receive a few icon and life achievement awards, BT, Grammy, Soul Train. Well, that's done with for now, but MTV or whoever hasn't already. They are, one of the top selling girl groups of all time. Yes, more than Destiny's Child. If you, find something different, let me know in the comments, but I don't think you won't. The only group of their era that really sweeps them, or, really swept everybody, were the Spice Girls. But as far as American groups, they're in the top three. It's them, the Supremes, and the Andrews sisters, whoever they are. And I don't mean that in a, mean that disrespectfully. I just don't know them. Pretty sure it's way before my time. But anywho, Diggin On You peaked at number 5 on the US Billboard Hot 100. It reached number 7 on the Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart. While it didn't reach the same level of chart-topping success as Creep or Waterfalls, it still performed respectably. Track 3, Kick Your Game. Many people may consider this a single, and in a sense it was, but technically it wasn't. It was released as a promotional single. Promotional singles are free releases distributed to broadcasters, DJs, and critics to generate pre-release buzz for a commercially available recording. In this case, Diggin On You was released as its replacement. Kick Your Game was released in August 1995, written by Left Eye, Manuel Seal, and Jermaine Dupri, produced by the latter. I like this song, and it is one of my faves from this album, and with the heavy hip-hop and funk elements, it would have fit on Ooh on the TLC tip as well, in my opinion. As I stated before, Left Eye did not get to contribute that much to this album, but this is one of the songs she is prominent on. This song has a smooth bounce to it. In this song, the ladies are feeling a guy, and they can tell he is feeling them too, but he needs to come correct. All members of the group are on this track, and Jermaine Dupri could be heard throughout the song as well. It debuted at number 71 on the Billboard Hip Hop Airplay and peaked at number 69. When TLC debuted, their sound was labeled New Jill Swing, a play off of the musical genre created by Teddy Riley called New Jack Swing. They were like the girl version of Belle Biv DeVoe. Fun fact, Left Eye came up with her name because Michael Bivins complimented her left eye. Their first album did have many of those elements of the early 90s, with Dallas being the primary producer for that album. It had a very cohesive sound, but my personal favorite song from that album is Baby Baby Baby, written and produced by L.A. Reid and Babyface and Daryl Simmons. Now, CrazySexyCool strays away from that sound a bit with a more diverse sound due to the utilization of different writers and producers. If you've never heard the album, you can honestly hear it with the singles. Each of the singles had a different sound but fit so perfectly with the theme of the album. The core concept of CrazySexyCool was to illustrate the complexity of womanhood. Left Eye's perspective, which proved accurate, was that each of them embodied all those qualities. However, this album was constructed by men, and initially the writers and producers missed the nuanced point. As She Told Vibe in 1994, they do a crazy song for me, a sexy song for Chilli, and a cool song for Tion. We had to explain that CrazySexyCool doesn't just describe us individually, it describes all parts of every woman. So not only did their sound change, their image, while I wouldn't say change, but became more refined. They still had a tomboy type swag, but sexy at the same time. It's like with this album, they seem to be, wearing more custom costumes versus outfits from the mall that they put together. They looked like they now had the top beauticians. They were starting to play around with makeup and it looked great. You know, they were really coming into their womanhood, and that is usually what happens around that age. You know, they were about 23, 24, something like that. So we discussed the singles from the album. Now let's get into the album tracks. Track 1, Interlude, featuring Phife Dawg. The 1 minute and 3 second interlude features Phife Dawg from A Tribe Called Quest. It was produced by Jermaine Dupri. This is a perfect intro for the album and its heavenly hip hop influence. Soon as the beat drops, it wakes you up. You can hear whispers of the album's title throughout the song. Phife raps his verse and introduces the ladies like he's having a barbershop conversation. Andre 3000 from Outkast is actually the first voice heard saying, "Yo, I'm checking for Left Eye Man." I really like Phife's lyrics, and the bass is bassin'. It perfectly transitions to the next song, which is Creep. Track number 5, Case of the Fake People. Goodbye, goodbye to all the fake people in my life. I never wanted you around me, so be on your way now. I know that's right. Track 5, Case of the Fake People, written and produced by Dallas Austin. It interpolates the OJ's 1972 hit Backstabbers. Y'all can tell by the title of the song and that small part of the chorus. I just sang what this song is about. This song has a cool up-tempo groove. Lyrically, it's very direct and musically fits well with the album's tone. As the song fades, it seemingly transitions to track number 6, which is an interlude titled Crazy Sexy Cool. So track 6, Crazy Sexy Cool, the interlude. This is a 1 minute and 42 second interlude written by T-Boz, Diddy, then known as Puff Daddy, and Chucky Thompson. Produced by the two latter, which probably means Chucky did most, if not all, the production. I do want to point out that while reviewing the credits, I noticed the publishing name for Diddy is listed as Justin Combs Music.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Now, I could have sworn it used to be Bad Boy Music, but maybe he changed it for reasons, took it out his name, just hey. T-Boz is talking through this track rather sexy and cool while Diddy can be heard ad-libbing throughout the track. It has a cool and sexy vibes with R&B and contemporary jazzy like sounds to it. Basically, T-Boz is talking to the fellas, letting them know the best type of woman to get with. And can you guess what type? Crazy, sexy, cool, duh. And just in case you forgot the name of the album, here comes track 9, the interlude, written and produced by Jermaine Dupri. It is the same beat from the interlude, but without the rap. It's just the beat and repeating the name of the album. It then fades and transitions to track 10, Let's Do It Again. When TLC said the theme of the album is Crazy Sexy Cool, Babyface said, say less. Because when it comes to the sexy cool, he did his thing. He actually collaborated with writer, producer John for this track, and no, not John from the group Silk. The title is self-explanatory. If you don't get it, then you're too young and don't need to be worried about it anyway, right? Track 11, If I Was Your Girlfriend, is a cover of Prince's 1987 song of the same name. I must say, this is the highest I've ever heard T-Boz sing. You never really hear her too much in her head voice, and if it's a Prince song, it was written by him. TLC's version still has some of the same elements in production as the original. However, Chucky Thompson and Diddy added some hip-hop elements that made it more relevant for the time. Track 12, another interlude titled Sexy featuring Diddy. It sounds sexy as Chilli calls Puff up talking nasty, literally. It reminds me of being a kid pranking and playing on those telephone date chat lines. Don't judge me. We was just joking around and playing. There you go. I'll let you go listen to it and let you see where it goes. You go listen to that album. Go listen to that track. Track 13, Take Our Time, is a slow jam written by Deborah Killens and Arnold Hennings, produced by the latter and Dallas Austin. The song is about Chilli as she takes lead in this song, telling her man that they don't have to rush, kiss her and hold her. Basically, we'll get to our destination, but let's enjoy the journey. Now, this is the hardest I think I've ever heard Chilli sing. She was giving falsetto and head voice all throughout and giving us some belting moments. I was like, okay, Chilli girl, okay. Track 14, the Can I Get a Witness interlude featuring Busta Rhymes, is the same beat used for the CrazySexyCool interlude. Left Eye is doing the ad-libbing throughout this track while Busta Rhymes is describing and talking about what type of woman he wants. Can you guess? CrazySexyCool. Switch is track 15, produced by Jermaine Dupri. Writers include Jermaine, Left Eye, and Emmanuel Seal. This song samples Mr. Big Stuff by John Knight and interpolates Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles and Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang. Left Eye does a verse on this song as T-Boz leads. The ladies are basically saying, don't take no mess from nobody. If they can't act right, switch them for someone else who will. Something Wicked This Way Comes, a phrase that originates from Act 4, Scene 1 of Shakespeare's Macbeth. In that scene, Macbeth is the wicked because he had become a traitor and murderer. This is the last track on the album and features Andre 3000, produced by Organized Noize, and written by them as well. Andre, Left Eye, and Marquez Etheridge. You know, this is another message song, but not on anything specifically, just basically how the ways of the world have turned to shit. You know, although it has the same producers and backing vocals as Waterfalls, this song is sonically much darker. And speaking of darkness, during all these triumphs and record-breaking moments the ladies have been receiving, at the same time, they were also experiencing some lows. As I reviewed the songs from the album, you may have noticed I did not mention Left Eye's name that often. Left Eye often spoke about her father who suffered from alcoholism, and unfortunately it became a struggle for herself as well. During this time, she was in a volatile relationship with former Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Andre Rison. It's been stated that both became overzealous in their relationship. Andre's family became unfond of Lisa over time because they felt she was a distraction and wasn't good for him. You know, Andre was a jealous man who would often keep Lisa isolated, all the while he was a cheater. On June 9th, 1994, after another fight, Lisa decided to toss a bunch of Andre's tennis shoes in the tub and set them on fire. Mind you, this is her second time, but a different occasion. However, this time, due to the fiberglass material of the new tub, it quickly melted and caused the house to go into flames. Left Eye's sentencing, which included 5 years probation and therapy at a halfway house, cast a long shadow over her public image. This period heavily impacted her presence on the album. To maintain that signature hip-hop edge TLC was known for, they incorporated rap features from Phife Dawg, Andre 3000, and Busta Rhymes.
Okay, which grade? We gonna talk. You said your career is not exactly what you would have wanted it to be, but this proves it. What's not
I'll tell it. We're not gonna sugarcoat anything anymore. We've been quiet long enough. Can I get an amen? All right. Well, I'll put it to you this way. We are the biggest selling female group ever. 10 million albums worldwide. We have worked very hard. We have been in this business for 5 years, and we are broke as broke can be. And we're not like trying to be a sad story. If that was the case, we would have been on everybody's talk show talking about how broke we are. We haven't done that. I know it's hard to believe because we've sold so many albums, but it is possible. That's the deal here. So, and we're not happy at all. But for real, tonight, this is all we wanted. We wanted to win a Grammy, at least one, and we won two, and that proves that we are the jam.
TLC's bankruptcy was a mess. Their attempts at renegotiating deals started around 1993. They were $3.5 million in debt, partly from Left Eye's arson fallout and T-Boz's medical bills, but mainly because of the predatory deal they signed with Pepitone. After standard recoupment, Pepitone and LaFace charged excessive expenses, which ironically increased their debt as their album sales increased as well. LaFace refused to renegotiate their contract, so TLC chose to file for bankruptcy in 1995. After battling with the label for 2 years in court, TLC won, reworked their deal, and bought the rights to their name from Pebbles. During the process of this album, T-Boz had been, keeping a secret about her health. She had been diagnosed with sickle cell anemia as a child and would be hospitalized many times because of it. She would often get flare-ups while touring. She decided to tell the public about her diagnosis in 1996. I think partly because she got to the point where she needed to shut down rumors. People were speculating that she had HIV/AIDS. Also, and while I don't know this, she probably didn't want people feeling sorry for her.
Different treatments that people are doing these days, from bone marrow transplant to using anti-cancer drugs. Right. Have you investigated any of those? Or?
No, my whole thing is like, I'm still living, I'm still healthy, and I won't let no disease take over me. I'd rather take over it. But before I do something that I don't really know about, I'm not going to wake up 5 years later, oh yeah, we forgot to tell you it caused cancer. I'm like, no, thank you.
Right.
So that's why I became a spokesperson as well, because I want to do benefits to raise money to really 100% make sure that bone marrow transplants and whatnot really work.
I'm glad she spoke out because illnesses should not be stigmatized. They should be discussed so people won't be so ignorant, and bring more awareness for cures and medicines. TLC's CrazySexyCool was a monumental success both commercially and critically. The album achieved diamond certification from the RIAA, signifying over 10 million units sold in the United States alone, and its worldwide sales figures further cemented its status a global phenomenon. The album's impact was also reflected in its award haul, notably winning the Grammy Award for Best R&B Album, while the single Creep earned them the Grammy for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals. The music video for Waterfalls also garnered significant acclaim, winning the Video of the Year at the MTV Video Music Awards, alongside other VMA wins, and the group also received recognition at the American Music Awards. Chart-wise, CrazySexyCool and its singles dominated the Billboard charts for an extended period. The album spent multiple weeks in the top 10 of the Billboard 200, while singles like Creep and Waterfalls held the #1 spot on the Hot 100 for several weeks, with Red Light Special and Diggin On You also achieving significant chart success, solidifying TLC's reign over mid-90s popular music. CrazySexyCool is still a great album with timeless tracks like Creep, Waterfalls, Red Light Special, Diggin On You, and Something Wicked This Way Comes. While the other album tracks are great, they are more nostalgic feeling, as they reflect the sound of the mid-90s, in my opinion. The songs that I just named, those songs feel more active. Like, of course they have the sound of the 90s, but they're just timeless lyrics and they still apply to today's society. you know, when you think of it. You know, even the interludes are good. You can tell work was put into this album to ensure success, and everyone who contributed did what was supposed to be done. They did. You know, Crazy Sexy Cool left an undeniable mark on contemporary R&B and pop. The album's exploration of female empowerment, open discussions of sexuality, and raw vulnerability resonated deeply with audiences, and these themes remain profoundly relevant in today's cultural landscape. You know, TLC's impact extended far beyond music. They were trendsetters in fashion, their unique style influencing a generation, and their unapologetic expression of self reshaped cultural norms. Ultimately, Crazy Sexy Cool is considered a classic because it transcended mere entertainment. It was a cultural touchstone, a powerful statement of female agency, and a sonic masterpiece that seamlessly blended R&B, hip-hop, and pop. It captured a moment in time, but its message and sound have proven timeless, solidifying its place in musical history. You know, what is your favorite song from this album? Do you think this album still stands the test of time? Is it your favorite TLC album? Talk to me in the comments below. Be sure to like and share and subscribe to relive the soundtrack of your life here at R&B Centric.